Greetings and salutations, ladybugs, gentle germs, widgets and whatsits. Welcome to another Just Create SSP misadventure. By now, you should know that this is a Minecraft Let's Play based off of the mod pack put together by MrBeardstone, FoxyNoTail, and a few others. That is a very heavy, very vanilla Create experience. Create has done some really incredible things in the current version of Create that are just... in a way, and this is, I know this is not completely and totally true, but in a way, this Create is quickly becoming an all-purpose mod. The current release was a huge bulk storage update. Huge bulk storage update. That basically is fully capable of mimicking refined storage and AE2, at least in much of the base functionality. There are things that refined storage and AE2 can do that are better or different. But the base functionality, very much, just for bulk storage aspects and even some of the automated crafting aspects, are very much in the new update. And that is something that is awesome, in my opinion. There's so much that can be done with Create. It's hard to really delve deep into it. And the funny thing is, with Create, there's infinite possibilities on how you can accomplish the exact same goal. Get back up when we get to the end of our ladders, because I don't quite have enough to get down to diamond level. When we get back up to our base, our lovely little iron farm, our automated cobble gen to grab all the iron farm, is something that is, it's a basic staple of Create in terms of farms. So let's do this. I'm gonna drop a torch. I knew there was gonna be a cavern down here. Cavity down here. Let's do that. And let's put the other torch over there. Don't necessarily need that torch now. Okay. But yeah, that very down and dirty, and it is very dirty, design that we have up top for a iron farm is just one of the things. There are so many different ways you can go about building that. Okay, actually, I probably should figure out how far down I am. I managed to get, so I know how many ladders I need to get. Alright, I'm at 37. I need to get to about 58. 58, 59. So that's about another 20 ladders. So 7 crafts, I think, will do it. Which means we need to go harvest some of the logs from our impromptu tree farm. Probably our next farm that needs to be created is the tree farm. And I'm pretty sure we have the iron to do it. I'm reasonably certain we have the iron to do it. And of course I get up here and it's night. Okay. So let's get those cooked down. Do need to do a kelp farm. A kelp and a bamboo farm. Kelp and a bamboo farm should be also in the cards at some point soon. Okay. We're gonna just go ahead and harvest up. I just heard a zombie. It's probably underground somewhere. So let's get our tree farm. Again, the lovely impromptu tree farm. Probably should deal with these villagers. Hello. There we go. Alright, got those done and dusted. I do actually like the changes to the voluntary exile and the debuff for it. With the trial chambers. I think that's just because that 30-minute debuff was a little bit strong, in my opinion. Well, and yes, granted, cows. It's something you're not always in an area where you've got cows available or have a bucket to be able to milk one. Yeah, this whole setup, this is very janky, very hands-on-ish. Yeah, that whole thing is janky. Okay, we are doing reasonably nicely. And that is, of course, slowly, ever so slowly harvesting. It does not need to go any faster than that because the plants aren't going to grow any faster than that. That is a long-term food source. That's a long-game food source. It's not an immediate one. Okay. Let's put a few things away. We have the ladders that I needed for the most part. It's 12 more, and I think I needed 20 more. Let's do this. It's probably going to be too much. Yeah. A little too much, but that's okay. That is perfectly fine. I do want to actually get to a point I just completely lost my train of thought there. Yep, definitely lost my train of thought there. All right, let's get down to the basements. Let's get down to. Whoa, whoa. I just realized that my iron pick is about to break. So I probably should get me a new one before I go down there. There we go. Okay. Actually, let me real quickly poke my head up in here. I don't think I've done a whole lot of the exploring that mine shaft. Maybe we can set that up for another episode. Coming up here pretty soon. Get a little bit more of that mine shaft explored. Alright. Okay, so we are at 37. We need to go down roughly 20 blocks. May not have enough. May not have enough ladders. Still not have enough. May still not have enough ladders. Words hard. Should be safe based off of what I see in the mini map to dig down. The only piece that's going to be a problem is the lava that's to the south, but I don't think that's going to expand this direction or not. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, So I've got 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Now, this is where it's going to get kind of interesting, I think. Because I think I need to go down 1 more block to see the top of bedrock. I think. Yep. Alright. That's... okay. Alright, so that's that. Let's get my, and do. Okay. Now, this is where I would really love to have a tunnel bore set up right now, right about now. But we don't have one. And I don't really want to build one just yet. We will, but not just yet. As strange as that sounds. Okay, so we come down here, we land into this area, which I'm going to go ahead and put a torch in. And we're going to dig. Violate the other cardinal rule of Minecraft, and that is dig straight up. And honestly, the only reason why I'm doing it this way is so that because I can see the mini-map, and the mini-map is all nice and dark, which means it's all solid blocks. Okay. I'm gonna do a start of a strip mine type structure. Which will eventually house our tunnel bore. Right now, I want to focus on maybe, just maybe, getting a little bit of diamonds. A little bit of diamonds. Time check on the recording, because I've not been doing too terribly hot and keeping an eye on that. And the recording's run a little long. And that will be diamonds, I think. Yep, there be diamonds. Okay, I'm gonna hold off on harvesting that said diamonds just yet. Mainly because I did want to get a little bit of light in there. But I want to get this landing area taken care of too. Okay. I am going to actually use the center column as something of a staircase as I clear this out so we can get prepped to go to those things. Kind of staircase up to him while clearing this out. I think I'll make things just a teeny bit simpler in the process. Got ourselves a little bit of gold. That's always nice to have. But I am going to use a mining technique. We'll stop at this level, I think. Yeah, we'll stop at this level as I just about run off my makeshift ledge. I'm going to do something just to make sure that we have, or get all of the diamonds. Because we're going to use a technique that I use early game an awful lot, but tend not to use it in the later stages of the game. It's a technique that I have dubbed isolation mining. Where basically I'm going to dig all around the diamonds before I dig the diamonds out. Or I'm going to attempt to dig all around the diamonds before I dig the diamonds out, because there's a good chance my pick is going to break before I can get quite that far. And I was right. Okay, so we have to go get ourselves a new pickaxe. Yeah, we're going to get ourselves a new pickaxe. Let's go ahead and eat since we are a little hungry. I was trying to figure out what that flashing light was, and then I realized, hey, it's the dynamic lighting of the torch as I was scrolling over it. So for those of you who are photosensitive, sorry, that was not my intention. Eventually, I would love to set up a faster way up and down. All right. And of course, it's not only is it nightfall, it's actually raining. So that's actually fairly normal. Alright, let's do a little bit of inventory management. Let's do ourselves a little bit of inventory management here. Let's throw those in there. Pork chops go in here. Hang on to the apples as an emergency food source. Put the... Hang on to that water bucket for a minute. Oh. Sorry, my back is... really... gone all weird there for a moment. Okay, nothing over there. Let's see how well you're doing. Not terrible. We've got a harvestable here, so it's going to harvest that. That looks like that's the only one that's harvested this cycle. Okay. So that is our rotational farm. It's going well. Or it definitely appears to be going well. Nope. We've got exactly what we needed, I think, ladder-wise. do want to do, though, is convert all that copper into blocks so that it's not clogging up our chest up here. But I do need another pickaxe. Okay. Alright, let's spend the next 5 minutes getting down to our diamond level mine. And get those diamonds, diamonds. Yeah, get the diamonds. Yeah, which is not enough for a pickaxe, which I would really love to have. But we'll get enough of diamonds, and then we'll start building the second method of mining I like to use, which is a more traditional strip mine. 1 diamond, 2 diamond. Alright, there's that. Let's fill in our roof. Make things all nice and pretty. And get the rest of this makeshift pillar stairway taken down. Got that gold. We have our 2 diamonds. So, in this next method of mining, it's a more traditional strip mine. I'm going to turn our chunk borders on so I can see them. And we're going to start by digging in 5 blocks. And this is where our first torch is going to go. There we go. Now, I need to figure out where that is in relationship to the chunk boundaries, which appears to be right there, so it is the 3rd block on the exit side. That comes into handy, it comes into play as we dig this out. Just as a tool or method to determine where there's our chunk. So 1, 2, and 3. Oh, some more zinc. That's good. Now, I'm going to pass up on getting those materials straight away, because I want to get this dug, this tunnel dug, with the idea that I might actually be able to get a couple more diamonds before my pickaxe breaks again. Or at least that's the thought process. So there's our chunk border. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now I know I can actually space the torches out a little bit further than that. But in this mod pack, we don't have a kind of a light level overlay mod, which is what I would prefer to use in those cases to help space. So I just use chunk borders as the measure of when and where and how far to space the torches out down here. I'm also one up above the where the top of bedrock is, which some will say is probably not a good thing to do, but it's just how I do it. Because I'm going to see basically what's in the top of bedrock, and I really don't necessarily want to waste a whole lot of time trying to dig around bedrock, and there's a source of diamonds for us. At least one, which will actually give us the 3 diamonds we need for a diamond pickaxe. I do want to get to the end of a chunk, though. Alright, here's the end of a chunk. So 1, 2, and 3, and let's go back. And again, normally I would just dig all the way out until I'm basically 8 chunks in before I would harvest any of the resources I find in the walls. But since our goal, coming down here to begin with, was diamonds, so we could start upgrading some of our gear, I figure we'll stop and get diamonds. So again, I do like to use, to make sure I'm getting the entire node, the entire deposit, I do like to use my isolation mining technique to dig out all the way around the node. And now we have 4 diamonds, which is enough for a diamond pickaxe. But let's see if maybe, just maybe, we can find another deposit of diamonds here before our pickaxe breaks, and we are rapidly approaching the end of another episode. I think we will stick with this, though, until we break the pickaxe. And there we are. Broken pickaxe. Alright, let's turn the chunk borders. Ooh, and we went right past some more diamonds. That's another reason why I like to wait until we get to the end of the tunnel and come back, because it gives a different perspective, and sometimes you can see things that you walked right past or right under that you wouldn't have otherwise noticed. Alright, so let's head upstairs. We get upstairs, double check on all of our farms again, just to see how well they're doing. And then we will call it an episode. Wasn't much of a misadventure in this episode, but there's still a little to it. Like I said, I do want to, at some point, go through that trial chamber. At some point, we'll go through that trial chamber. Okay. And I left my door open. That was brilliant. Alright, so we have 1 free diamond remaining. I'm going to leave those torches in my offhand for a little bit. I'll get ourselves 2 sticks, our diamond pickaxe, and yay! We are now no longer constrained by iron. Alright, let's sleep through the night, and while we go to sleep, I do wish you all thank you all for watching, and do wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good time zone to you all, until we meet again, my next misadventure.